In this episode, we're going to be talking about Deadpool 2, plus all the latest film news. Stick around. Oh, sorry, for my boring. Roll the credits. Welcome back to another episode of Tripod Talk, where we talk anything and everything about films. My name's Matt Lister. I am your host, and as always, I am joined by my wonderful co-host, Miss Sophie Ellis, and Mr. Adele Moore.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
All right. It's a bit too hot.
It is a bit hot, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys are cowards. I love it hot.
It shouldn't be this hot for this long in Manchester.
No,
2 days.
It's not why I live here.
It's been like a week.
It's been ages.
It's been a while, to be fair, and I do love the heat. It's just I don't think I'm prepared for it back in England, because if I'm in a different country, I'm kind of like, yes, I'm expecting this. I know how to kind of acclimatise to it. But here, when I'm in my own house with my big, massive duvet that I can't wear for like the last, well, not wear. Yeah, I just like sleep on top of it or just not near it.
Plus, when you're on holiday, you kind of chill out and you just sort of relax all the time. Whereas here, you have to go to work, you have to
do stuff,
go out and actually be responsible adults, and it's just too much in the heat.
No,
it's horrible.
The car's been nice.
The car's been boiling.
Finally been driving around. That's been fun. You just got a new car recently. Is it still holding up?
Yeah, lots of fun.
I'm sure they want to hear all about you two.
I'm super jealous with the car. But anyway, okay, now that everyone knows that you're good, shall we get into some film news?
Okie doke.
Beep.
I thought we all agreed that wasn't going to happen anymore.
Okay, fine. We'll leave it. Who wants to go first with some film news?
Do you want to go first, Soph?
Yeah, I've only got a couple of bits.
That's her own jingle.
Leonardo DiCaprio and Steven Spielberg are looking to reunite for Ulysses S. Grant biopic.
Okay.
So they did Lincoln. He did Lincoln, didn't he? Spielberg?
Mm-hmm. Oh, did he?
Yeah, it's from the guy who wrote the book of the musical Hamilton, which is getting a ton of hype in America. Came to London, so yeah, that'd be interesting.
Didn't Leonardo also do something recently that was like an Edgar something?
J. Edgar Hoover?
Yeah.
He played the guy who,
Wait.
ran the FBI.
Yeah, it was called J. Edgar, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
something,
it was called J. Edgar.
Yeah. Okay.
It didn't get much reception.
No, I don't really... It doesn't really interest me, really.
No, I don't think the next one you'll be as bothered about. There's one that you'll buzz off, I think.
Okay. I'm excited to get buzzed. Hey.
Batman's butler is getting his own TV series.
From Gotham.
What?
Mm-hmm. How ridiculous.
I've been kind of keeping up to date a little bit with Gotham. I don't know why. I liked the guy who played the Joker, or some variation
Cameron
of.
Monaghan, yeah.
Yeah, he's
the
really
American
good
Shameless.
in that. Oh, is he?
Mm-hmm.
I only got halfway through the first episode
because
I
couldn't.
The
same. I watched maybe one or two.
It felt like sacrilege to watch the entire UK series and then to watch that. I was like, no, sorry, I can't do it. But that guy's really good. So.
Do you know, apparently they're not allowed to call him the Joker in that.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's another bit of news, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm.
He has to be called the Clown Prince of Gotham or something, because they're saving the copyright for the Joker for the films.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't have a problem with, to be fair. And, no one had noticed until he actually brought it up himself.
No.
So, whatever, Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I don't think... I know he's actually English, but to me he doesn't sound like a real person either, the actual butler from Gotham.
Oh, I thought you meant that guy.
No, the butler from Gotham, sorry. I'm sure he's actually English, but I can't say I like him at all.
I haven't seen him.
He's in it a lot, irritatingly.
I thought the whole idea of Gotham was stupid in the first place.
You wanted to watch it.
Yeah, but then kind of in retrospect, and it's been a few years, it's just like, fair enough. It would have been good to see everything from his point of view, but also have Batman in on that as well.
Yeah.
So,
I get that.
Yeah, it's pretty poorly acted overall, the show.
Oh, is it?
Monaghan's good, yeah, but I don't like the guy who plays Gordon either. He's just got one, anti-angry hero face that just bothers the hell out of me because it's so put on.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
and the last bit of news?
Yeah.
The Zombieland sequel is set for release for next year with all original cast.
Yes.
Except for the cast.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Next year will mark 10 years since the release of the undead action comedy success Zombieland.
Oh my god.
And while chatter about sequels has been going on since the movie was released, never quite come together. And they're upbeat about the new film's chances with the 10th anniversary coming along. It says that they're hoping that it'd be always the original cast and they're all in talks about it.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, no, that's one of my favourite films. I love that film.
Yeah, I thought you'd
I'm a big
appreciate
fan
it.
too.
Yeah, I remember hearing rumours about it like years ago, so I'm glad it's kind of come to fruition.
It was good that it'd be the 10th anniversary. I don't really like it myself, but
Bill
I'm happy
Murray's
for
got an
you.
all-time cameo in that film. I do like Bill Murray's cameo.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my little bit of film news that I thought was remotely interesting.
Yeah,
Didn't find
no,
that much.
100% on board with that.
Yeah.
Dill?
Yeah, while we're on film announcements then, so John Wick Chapter 3, which I know you two haven't watched.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've
first
seen
one's-
the first one.
First one's awesome,
Yeah,
and
it's
the
on
second one's
Netflix.
pretty good. You guys should watch that. The next one's going to come out May 17th, 2019. They've given an
Sweet.
announce date. It's a year less than we had to wait between the first and second one.
Hmm.
So again, that's something I'm pretty excited for. The director Jordan Peele from Key and Peele, the comedy group, his next film has been announced. It's gonna cast, and he's just had some casting news as well. Which, give us a second. My phone's decided to refresh the thing now. Won't get anywhere.
It's okay, just add some filler in. And okay, let's go.
Still,
I thought we
my
got
signal's
lucky.
terrible. Wait, let me jump on your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no, I still need to watch the John Wicks.
Yeah, it's on Netflix and I've added it to our list now. But it's such a good film.
Speaking of, actually, John Wick, it's a nice little tie-in to Deadpool 2. Not that it gives anything away to do with the film, but they spoiled John Wick in
Yeah, they did a little
Deadpool
bit.
2,
Oh yeah.
which I was like, well, I don't really
I mean, it's
care
been out.
that much.
I suppose it's been out long enough, and it's kind of
Yeah.
within the keeping with Deadpool to deliberately irritate people that way.
Yeah.
So I didn't really mind that, but yeah, it's a good point.
Also, quick question before we move on. Sorry, how long is it until it's okay to spoil a film?
It's a strange one, isn't it? It depends as well. I think it depends on like the severity of the spoiler as well. Like if this is a massive part of the film, then I would say you can't really ever spoil it. You know, if it's like a big part, like a big
Star
twist.
Wars, kind of. I'm your father.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
Yeah, but everyone...
No, that's become iconic. But I mean,
Well,
like,
yeah.
just below that level, where it's like the film kind of the crux of the film is it, and it's a really iconic classic film. I'd say just plus as well, how often is it how often is someone's life on the line, on a spoiler? Like, why do we really have to give them away ever?
Yeah.
So just don't be an arsehole about it.
Yeah, I think it does it with series as well. I remember being on Twitter and I was watching Prison Break for the first time all the way through.
Oh yeah.
And I was just scrolling through Twitter whilst I was watching like season 2. And then it's like hashtag fictional deaths you never get over. And then it just spoiled everything for me. And after that I was like, oh, fuck you. Even though it's been out for years, you can't...
Like when you click on articles, I'm like, all right, I probably should have seen this coming, but it's just when you're like scrolling through and it's just part of a tweet or something that it gets me really, like, really annoys me. Some people just kind of get off.
Yeah, and that's because I'm not on Twitter and I usually go on YouTube. I get it a lot in YouTube thumbnails, which really annoys me. It's like, why do you have to show that specific image or use that specific title to try and grab it? I know it's like to get in more views and stuff, but I have a bit of decorum.
It's got to be at least, say, like 4 weeks, like a month for people to see the film if it is a new film. Because not everyone can go to the cinema or afford to, or so they wait till they can get a stream or whatever.
Yeah, I'd say probably a bit longer because
maybe.
at least go into DVD, which is like what 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, about nowadays probably. Yeah.
It don't really matter. Everyone's still going to spoil everything for us anyway.
Yeah, I know.
But
Like,
anyway.
Yeah, to go to the Get Out then, the sequel's going to be called Us, his next horror film. It's got Lupita Nyong'o cast in it. That's been announced. And apparently it's going to be coming out in around... it doesn't say, fuck's sake. All right, ignore that. Cut that, Matt.
Yeah, no.
Matt,
Does it
cut
say...
that.
No, I'm not
cut it.
cutting. No, I'm
Cut.
not cutting it.
Matt, cut. Matt, edit this.
Does it say anything about what it's about, or literally
He's
just...
deliberately... The only thing we've seen is a poster, which has got the two faces of the lead. You can't see the male lead yet, in a kind of a Rorschach test type ink blot.
Okay.
So it's been all we know is a horror film. Another announcement, which I'm less excited about, but, you'll like it, Matt, is that, do you know the next Fast and Furious 9 isn't coming out till at least 2020? So in the meantime, what we've got to look forward to...
Oh, it's the Dwayne The Rock Johnson spin-off, isn't it?
Yep, it's going to be apparently a Lethal Weapon style 80s buddy movie with him and Jason Statham.
Stupid.
Yeah. I feel a bit bad for the people who've been a part... Like, who's the guy who's got beef with The Rock?
Oh,
Is it Tyrese Gibson?
Tyrese Gibson, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and
Tyrese is kind of a nutter, so I'd go on his side. The director, though, was the guy who directed John Wick, then Atomic Blonde, then Deadpool 2. Speaking of Deadpool,
okay.
so that's kind of, it might be better. There's I don't know if you remember the G.I. Joe films as well.
I remember a bit
With
of
Channing
them, yeah.
Tatum, but Snake Eyes is getting a he's kind of the ninja-y dude with the sword and the cool costume. He's getting his own spin-off.
Oh, okay.
So I did kind of like him. That'll just be a dude jumping around with a sword. So yeah, that's fine. We'll watch that when we're bored. More Matt news basically is Robert Downey Jr. news.
Oh,
Is did you have this?
No.
It's he's sold a show. Him and his wife producing it about AI to YouTube Red channel. So he's going to narrate it basically, but it's all about kind of how AI is going to impact us in the future and stuff. Apparently, it's something he's really interested in.
oh wow.
So I'll be kind of curious to see that. Although it's YouTube Red, so that's we'll see.
Is
if
it
that
his
starts to
own
pick up.
production company producing it?
I think because his wife wrote the kind of synopsis for it.
Awesome.
Well, anything he's involved in, you're immediately on board,
Not
right?
necessarily. Like I remember watching The Judge, and that was the first film
I
they
really
kind of
liked The Judge.
co-produced
Mm.
of part of their Team Downey, which is the name of the production company.
Mm-hmm.
And that was okay, but at the same time, I was kind of like,
Yeah, but you just enjoyed watching him though.
I liked it.
What, The Judge?
Yeah, but I like
Yeah.
those kind of depressing character actor pieces.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
like
no,
right
it's,
up my
it's still
street.
very well acted. And also Vincent D'Onofrio's in that, in one of the most he's such an underrated actor, he really
Mhm.
is.
Yeah, most people probably know him from Jurassic World nowadays,
I
depressingly.
know. Or Kingpin from
Yeah, that's a good point.
the
Yeah.
Daredevil series.
Yeah.
A shade. No, it wasn't.
A series, actually, this is kind of an interesting one. It's a series I've just started and that you two really liked. An actor from that, Timothy Olyphant from.
Santa Clarita Diet.
Thank you. Yeah, he's been cast in Quentin Tarantino's new film,
Ooh.
Once Upon a
Ooh.
Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Tarantino also cast a guy named Walton Goggins in Django Unchained. and The
Yeah.
Hateful Eight. Those were both in Justified together, which is a TV show I love that is not well known at all over here. So that's just kind of I'm taking that as Tarantino likes the show as well, and therefore we should all watch it, even if he is a weirdo. He does have good taste in cinema.
Yeah, he does.
That and last time we went down to the cinema a couple of days ago to watch Deadpool, you guys were saying about your man crush on him.
Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll openly admit it.
100%, yeah.
Justified is Pete man crush
Oh.
as well.
Is she going to sneeze? Hang on, here we go. We're going to have a sneeze in the
You
studio.
could have carried on.
Yeah, but I couldn't.
That's just not professional.
Yeah, I was about to go, yeah, anyway, and then we'll just carry on talking about Timothy Olyphant and,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
his
say.
silver fox hair. But,
Anyway.
yeah, no, that's shaping up quite nicely. Is it,
Yeah, the only other thing
Who
that's
else
kind of
is-
semi-interest. Sorry, go on.
no, I was thinking who else has actually been cast for that, or whether it was just rumours, and it was like Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, someone else, probably Samuel L. Jackson.
See, this is my thing again. Like, it's probably going to be really good, but I hate when there's so many well-known people in
Margot
there
Robbie's
because
in
then,
there.
yeah, I remember
Burt
Margot.
Reynolds, Tim Roth, Kurt Russell, Michael Madsen, Brad Pitt's in there. It's got a lot of people in there.
I'm
To
looking
me, I'll
forward
just
to
see a
that,
bunch
though.
of actors rather than their actual characters. So that's why I don't like seeing them all together.
However,
That's why you like horror films.
Yeah.
Because no one who can act actually gets in them.
Yeah, very much.
I was going to say, you really like The Hateful Eight, which
Yeah.
was Tarantino.
Uh-huh.
And they were all really well-known actors as well.
Yeah, well-known actors to me though
Yeah, I was gonna
doesn't
say.
really mean I don't know jack shit.
By
Name at least 4 people in it that I know.
Samuel L. Jackson,
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges.
That's not ringing
Which
bells.
one?
Nope, didn't work.
Which one's
Keep going.
Jeff Bridges?
The old guy. He's in
He's
True
the-
Grit.
Yeah, he's in True Grit. He's
Big
the dude
Lebowski.
in The Big Lebowski. He's in Tron.
see.
He's
Never
he's
seen.
a massive guy.
Never
He was in
seen.
R.I.P.D. You might know that. one.
Oh, the main
Jesus,
guy
I know.
with-
That's the
Oh.
one.
The one,
I'm
the
sorry.
the other
The old
older
guy.
guy. Okay,
Yeah.
I know him. I only know him
I
from
knew
that.
that would be the one that would get it.
Oh, that hurt. me.
Who else? I can't remember the woman, her name, but she is the mother in Atypical. She's a really well-known actress.
She's
Oh,
great.
shit.
Rosanna Arquette. Patricia Arquette's in one of those, by the way, I think.
Maybe. Let me just get it up.
The,
sorry.
the awkward
Hey.
mum.
Yeah.
That has an effect.
Oh, don't talk about. Hey,
Oh, no, sorry.
we just had a thing about spoilers.
Spoilers.
I'll have to bleep that out.
I didn't know you were going to watch it. It's been out for over a month.
It's a film. It's one of the 1,500 I gotta see.
Right, okay, so.
Who else was in that? Sorry, I'm still trying to remember. Yeah, Walter Goggins. Who else?
Right, I'll just type it in and then I'll tell you who I know.
Jennifer
out of it.
Jason Leigh.
That's it.
Yep. Damien Bichir.
Hey, Kurt Russell.
Oh,
Yeah, so I know
jeez.
Kurt Russell, Samuel L. Jackson.
sorry. Completely messed that up. It wasn't Jeff Bridges. It was Kurt Russell that I was thinking of.
Oh, unlucky.
Right, so how about.
To be fair, they look similar in that film.
yeah,
no.
I wouldn't know most of them, like,
It's not the biggest name cast for it, especially for a Tarantino film. It's actually pretty low key.
Exactly. So with this one, with
Channing
quite a
Tatum's
lot
in
of
there?
people that I do recognise, I'll be
It
like,
takes you out the film a bit.
yeah,
No, I get that. But money, isn't it?
yeah.
People see them names, they get excited.
But money. That's a completely different thing. Have you got any more news?
No, I'm good to go.
Oh, that was the last one. Okay, cool.
Are you bringing any film news, Matthew?
I don't currently have any now.
Oh, funny. Funny that.
All
Let's
right.
move on.
Okay, so shall we talk about the film?
Deadpool 2.
Woo!
Hey.
Okay, so yeah, Deadpool 2. We went to go see Deadpool 2 this week. This is the second installment, obviously, because it's Deadpool 2.
Yep.
What day did we see this? When did we go and watch this?
Thursday.
Was it in an evening? Oh, was
Yeah.
on it?
No,
Oh,
it was
dear.
Friday, wasn't it? Oh, I don't know.
That was probably Thursday.
Yeah, it's probably Thursday.
I
But
thought it was
anyway,
Friday.
yeah, leading. Me and Matt both really enjoyed the first one. So if you weren't too keen, but you kind of like,
Yeah, I mean,
you don't enjoy that sense of humour as much.
it's not so much that. It's just because it's such a big buzz, like, oh my god, Deadpool's so funny, Ryan Reynolds is so funny.
Comes
And then when I
together,
watch it, I'm like, it's not as funny as you make out. And
It's like the Mighty Boosh when we were teenagers. I don't know if that hit with you guys.
never watched it.
No,
Yeah, I
neither
reckon
did
you'd love that because you're into weird stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it just never really.
Didn't meet. You'd been built up so much. It
Yeah.
couldn't really meet that expectation with you.
Yeah, so when we were going watching this, I was like, this is going to be the same. But then ended up being, like, so pleasantly surprised by it. This one was a hell of a lot funnier than the first one.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I dipped in and out of, like, paying attention due to needing the toilet and being embarrassed walking down the stairs to go to the toilet.
Absolute trooper though.
Oh,
Solid
yeah.
hour long hold.
Honestly.
I went a bit
And
longer.
then, also,
Went in a puddle.
you went out at the exact wrong time. You missed 5 post-credit
Anytime-
scenes.
Any time would have been the wrong time, though, because I was waiting. I was like, something might kick off now. And then it didn't. And then I nudged Dylan. I was like, how long have we got left? About half an hour, but it's about to kick off. And then it didn't for another 10 minutes. And I was like, literally just sitting forward, sitting back, just shuffling, like pinching myself to try and take my mind off it. We also had Danny Miller in the cinema. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, just a little.
That guy from Emmerdale. Yeah.
Don't bother.
He's a very
Googling if
good
you don't know.
actor.
All right.
Yeah. So, Deadpool 2. What did you guys think of the film?
I actually liked it. I was a little bit nervous about coming into it and thinking it would be a bit kind of tired with the repeat. You know what I mean? The whole meta jokes, and
Yeah.
I was a bit concerned that it was going to get a bit too kind of up itself with it. But I did like the fact that it was taking cracks at itself ahead of anybody else, and you know, it did a good job of the whole kind of serious topics, but also, do you know, like I was whinging about with the Infinity War one, where it was like they'll have little wisecracks in the middle of massively
Yeah.
serious moments. It didn't occur to me once watching that film. It felt appropriate the way they was joking. And,
Yeah, I
and
think
the
it's
kind of
because
levity.
like the way that they've kind of set up that universe as well, especially with Deadpool, because he makes so many meta jokes, and they can kind of add that kind of stuff in, and then it kind of goes with it rather than trying to build up this big serious thing like Infinity War and still adding in the cracks.
I don't want to keep giving Ryan Reynolds credit as well, but I do think it works with him because he's got that kind of friendliness to him, and it's also like he does take a shot at himself ahead of anybody else, and there's nothing, you know, it's not harsh or trying to hurt anyone's feelings to it. You think he just gets that energy really good in terms of like how it can be kind of a dark comedy, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dark comedy. We'll get into some bits like that I thought were really good. Also, just, I know you don't want to give more credit to Ryan Reynolds, but he did actually write the thing with a couple of people as well, which I think is quite
Okay.
commendable.
I've seen him in chat shows and he's irritatingly funny. Like,
Yeah.
why do you have it all funny? Like that level.
Yeah,
Like
no,
we were
he is.
talking about the other day, somebody like that.
He's a
Yeah,
good
why
man.
does someone have all the talent and all
Yeah.
the looks?
I like charming, like incredibly funny. She's like, oh, piss off, mate. There's other people in the world who have one of those skills if they're lucky.
So, what do you think of the film?
See, yeah, with that part, I don't think he's that funny. So, you
You
know,
don't think Ryan Reynolds was funny?
I think he's funny, but I don't think he's any more funny than other actors.
Like who?
I don't watch chat shows. They're literally the only person I've watched on chat shows recently is Zac
Amelia
Efron,
Clarke.
Hugh Jackman, and Amelia Clark. Yeah, but yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I think, I'm the opposite with Dill. I think there was moments in it where they've made jokes, and I was like, wouldn't really be joking about something at that moment in time.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll get into bits like
But-
that now. in a while.
Like he does say, the first Deadpool was a romance, the second one was a family film. And I do...
Technically.
Yeah, exactly. I do think they kind of played up to that pretty well.
I like how I messed about with the whole team aspect of being in a superhero film as well.
Yeah.
Because there is like a weird inherent, like, even when there are teams, like, you know, somebody's got, the billing is very distinguishable when you see a superhero film and that. And they took the mick of that really well in this film with the, obviously with the way they mess with his original team going out, X-Force.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
But yeah, just before we go into anything more, I really enjoyed the film. You know, I love my superhero stuff anyway. I love the way that I love the kind of jokes that he makes, the way that they can kind of play around with the story, but also with the way that it's told as well. Like the way if they there's a certain line in the film where it's like, oh, is there still dubstep in the future? And then dubstep actually comes on as the score, which I think because stuff like that's really cool. But yeah, no, I really love the story. I love the character development as well. A few little quips in there that I found really funny. Some bits that I didn't expect, some bits that I did. But yeah, no,
it was really well written, like callback comedy.
I was gonna go
really
past
good,
that,
like
but...
you know, like really good callbacks and stuff. Like it's just a good example if you want to see like how to write like a funny meta thing. There's really good, and then kind of it spanned the gamut of references with like it would do a more specific one when that would make it funnier, and then it kept it kind of very vague when I like kind of a generalized reference when that would work as well. So I think it's a really kind of good. It was God damn it.
Well, there was one moment where all three of us were laughing. There was kind of like a open credits, and it was James Bond style. And some of the writing that came along with it, and also Deadpool's sort of, I can't even describe
the movements
it.
And the actions he took were very reminiscent of Bond stuff.
Yeah, and we were all like laughing quite a bit at that point. I think the cinema was all, you know, they thought it was funny.
Yeah. So, did you like the film?
Yeah, I think we all liked it. Like I said, I didn't think it was too overlong, which is like, I don't know why that's the first thing I decided to point out. But I just feel like now films are kind of getting stretched out a bit. It had a good sense of humour, and I liked kind of how a lot of the jokes were quite referential to films and very recent stuff as well.
Yeah.
Which kind of, you know, I get the whole Ryan Reynolds not taking himself too seriously thing, but it's good how it's taken enough shots at itself and the superhero thing and the Marvel thing to make the point that, you know, like we're not taking shots at anyone unfairly here. We're gonna take a crack at ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Before we take a crack at anybody else.
Yeah. So you enjoyed the film?
Oh yeah, definitely. We got introduced to some new characters like Domino.
Big fan of Domino.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to seeing her in some future stuff if we get to. She
Also
was
Cable.
Badass. Yeah, Cable was alright.
And I thought Brolin really nailed that. Tell you what, this year's good for him, isn't it? With the Avengers and he was Thanos, wasn't he?
Oh, Balls! Is that him?
Yeah.
There was a joke in the film about not having the big purple chin.
At
It was
what
literally
point was that though? Was I like...
No, well, Deadpool actually calls him Thanos in the film.
Oh.
He was like, "Listen here, Thanos." Well, that's not my Ryan Reynolds.
I was going
accent.
to say more.
But yeah. Anyway, I really enjoyed the film as well. Does anybody want to go into the little bit of the story?
I mean, you're a big Deadpool fan, so I feel like you should.
Yeah, and you can dodge
Yeah,
the spoilers.
and again, I don't really want to go into the spoilers, but basically Deadpool has another mission and he has to save a kid called Russell because apparently he might, in the future he goes on a bit of a bender and kills everyone.
Bit of a bender.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can kind of describe it without spoiling anything, really.
Russell's a good kid.
Yeah.
His accent.
I liked his accent too.
Yeah.
It wasn't off-putting.
Yeah.
I thought
sarcastic?
No, I wasn't sarcastic. I love a New Zealand accent.
Yeah.
But shall we go into the story a little bit? Starts off with spoilers for everyone, by the way, who's listening.
Yeah.
Because we just kind of want to talk a bit about the story and where it went, stuff like that. Sorry. So Deadpool starts off with him kind of going around the world. Starts off with some classic brutality, chopping off someone's head and kicking it down somewhere. I don't know where it was. I was thinking it was in Hong Kong, wasn't it?
Maybe in Hong Kong, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, he comes back
was.
home and his girlfriend Vanessa ends up being killed. Also, by the way, if you went this far, I did say spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So
Someone coming to kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was just after she announced that she'd just come off contraception. They were going to try for a baby. So it was like this happy little moment. And then, you know.
it was quite... I didn't cry, but I was like, oh,
It was a bit.
okay. And quite in shock as well, actually, because I didn't think they'd do something like that. And then, yeah, that's where it went into the opening credit sequence, because then they used the words quite well as well, produced by what the fuck, and it's like, they actually let that happen. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
so, yeah, no, I thought they worked well to get Deadpool to have a motive within this film, which led him to becoming part of the X-Men, briefly. He was a trainee with the best cameo I could probably ever... I'd probably one of the best cameos I've ever seen.
Oh,
With,
really?
That's very strong. For,
just
for 3 seconds.
I know. I mean more specifically just
Like
for the
effect of impact.
Yeah, and like how many people are actually involved in that.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see how many people were actually in the cameo, but basically for people who, well, obviously you have seen it, is the part where he turns around and says, where are more of the X-Men, and they're just all in a room behind him, and they just close the door. I remember seeing James McAvoy in there. I remember seeing Beast in there. I didn't catch anyone else
Evan
at the time.
Peters was in there.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I saw him.
Oh, I didn't see
there.
that one.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
He was the only one that I saw in that.
Oh,
time.
really?
So I was trying to like figure out what was happening. I was like,
I did fully think like, oh, CGI. Like, I did not believe, and then I was like, it'd probably be easy just to get the people in. But for some reason, I was just like, CGI. It's still fake.
But yeah, and then we meet Russell, who's burning down part of the, or at least there's like some sort of standoff between him and the police.
yes.
Yep. Russell being the kind of child, he's like a child mutant who's at an orphanage and mutant.
Mutant.
God damn it! Listen, getting
It's not a
catching
good day
man.
for you. Yeah, you're catching me from what I was like before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they end up both going to prison.
Yeah.
I really... Sorry, I was just going to say, I really still love the dynamic that Deadpool has with, like, Colossus and Teenage... I was going to say
Nagasaki,
Yeah.
whatever she's
I was going to
called.
say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, she has a little girlfriend now, doesn't she?
Yeah, oh, she's
She's
adorable.
so
like
And
cute.
hi, Wade. He's like... I can't remember her name. He's like,
Hi.
hi.
Yeah, there is a part before they get taken to the prison. They put a collar around the neck, and that sort of diffuses their powers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that comes into play quite a lot after that.
Yeah, I'm glad they kind of reference it. I feel like it could have been the type of film that kind of forgot straight away, but obviously without his powers, he's still a cancer-ridden man. So obviously,
I'd
you can see
forgotten that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was. I feel like it was obvious to put it in, but there's something they could have just kind of glossed over.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was nice to see him vulnerable in that way. Anyway, and then we get to meet Cable,
Yes.
who goes on a rampage. Cable looks so awesome.
Cable from the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a Winter Soldier joke, didn't they, about
A
the
lot of
arm?
Winter Soldier
Well,
jokes.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Also the DC jokes as well. He's like,
Yeah.
"You're so dark. Are you from the DC universe?"
It was like, that's just lazy writing type joke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Oh, the best one that got me, honestly, was he's like, "Who are you?" And he just goes, "I'm Batman." He gets chucked away. That really got me. And then obviously we talk about the dubstep stuff as well. I do love the way that they put everything together, like the meta referencing them, being able to play around with it in post as well, and bringing out something like that.
Yeah. There is one main thing that I think quite a lot of people take away from Deadpool, and you guys laughed so hard, and that was Deadpool had his legs ripped off and they had to regrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So then
He had tiny
Deadpool sat
baby
there
legs.
with their tiny baby legs.
Oh my god, that
And
was
there was an
hilarious.
implication that like he had like a little baby dick that they could all see, kind of upskirt, that he just wasn't bothering to cover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he kept on crossing his legs, and then
He did
he
like
was
the fatal attraction, basic instinct thing. Sorry, yeah.
yeah, and then he got up and started like walking, and not Wade. Oh, what's his name? His best friend
sorry.
from the pub.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
TJ Miller's the actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TJ. Oh, just quickly before we move on, sorry. Did you catch the credit sequence that might have been having a bit of a dig at TJ Miller?
Oh no, because
You're
he
saying
deserves it.
the credit sequence where I was at the toilet, you mean?
No, it's just when the credits were on at the end of the film.
No.
You know, they did like some sort of drawings with Deadpool, and it was
Yeah.
like doing with certain characters and stuff. TJ Miller's character, when they put him up there, his character
no.
was drinking and looked drunk. I don't know if that's like. I feel like
It could be because he works in the bar, but then at the same time,
That's probably why they did it borderline. He's definitely a bit of a nutter with what's been going on with Silicon
Yeah.
Valley show.
I just meant because of recently what we've covered
oh
as well.
yeah, no,
If that's just come out, but yeah. Anyway, sorry.
yeah, he was egging him on like, oh look at him walking, taking his first steps, and Domino comes in and she's like, oh okay, but she was like the most casual with it.
Yeah, they did a good job of like, I can't remember what the term for it is, but you know in films when they have people talk over each other to make it like a bit more realistic. Like in that, there was a lot of characters were talking over each other in those moments, and that to me just made it more realistic because seeing something like that, you'd all just be like, oh my god, I just have to react audibly in some way.
Yeah.
So that just kind of added to why it was funny to me that I couldn't quite distinguish what people were saying, but you got the spirit of like the oh wow kind of reaction to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what they kind of up the ante with next. I know Deadpool 3's in the works.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you spotted, but I don't remember it specifically, by the way, but Josh Brolin had some look in the mirror acting. Do you know where he just like looks in the mirror for a reaction shot, which is something you see in hundreds of films. And it was may have been the best I've ever seen anybody do in that situation. Like, to me, he was fucking incredible what he got across in that, like, 6 or 7 seconds when he was looking in the mirror. Like, I think if you watched it back, you'd be surprised by looking at, like, the kind of detail he puts across because his character's got kind of an interesting backstory to him, and he's very kind of he's kind of conflicted in several ways, and you see in the look in the mirror you can kind of like get across a lot of what he's feeling. So I think that's kind of a one to notice on a revisit, pay attention to, maybe even rewind. But that's a really impressive scene. I'd almost forgotten how kind of technically good an actor Josh Brolin is until I saw that.
I reckon he's going to blow up a bit more after last couple of films he's been in.
Yeah.
it'd be nice for him too.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't going to do them after Jonah Hex or whatever that film was that bombed badly, but you know, good for him. He decided to.
Yeah.
Good old purple chin.
Apparently, just I remember reading in the news as well. I think can't remember if it was opening day or not, or over the last. It's the first film that's taken Avengers off the number one. I think it's taken $161 million
Oh really?
in the first couple of days or something.
It's taken a while, hasn't it? Avengers wasn't going to stay there forever, to be fair.
No, but
Let it go.
What?
I
Why?
don't know.
Well, it's only because obviously Avengers is only earning so much these days.
Oh yeah, no, I get
Still
that.
quite a lot.
Yeah,
But, you know.
I think they'll all be okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of-
Also, we glossed over a bit of the reason why he got his legs ripped from his body, which was the introduction of the Juggernaut, which was an awesome sequence,
God.
and also the sequence before that, by the way, because what they're supposed to do is break out the kid, because the kid's been taken somewhere else. Deadpool gets out of prison, and he forms the X-Force team, which we've seen in the trailers.
bit derivative.
And well, I didn't. You said you saw this coming, but I did not. Or at least I didn't think all of them. But everyone died a horrible death trying
this
to
was
get
when
to this.
Soap started needed in the toilet, by the way.
Oh
Just to
yeah.
impress upon people how impressive the job was holding it in. 'Cause there was a lot of film left to go at that point.
Yeah.
Never doing that.
I
We're
saw that
sitting near the
coming.
front next time.
Because that to me was like the shot at the way, do you know, like how they have these teams in films, but really you're only there for the main two, and like the way the kind of films are done is just like whoever's popular, they'll keep pushing up their time, and the teams will fade a bit. But yeah, I did really enjoy that. Like it's still just a Deadpool job, and how callously he kind of took people on, despite taking them into like genuine life or death.
Yeah.
Well, what was his name? Vanisher or
The
the
Vanisher.
Invisible? Yeah, and because
That was a
they-
mint cameo,
That was a last
actually.
minute idea as well, apparently.
Huh?
Did you see who the Vanisher was?
No.
Did you not see this?
It was Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of
he
course
filmed
I
it
did.
in half an hour, apparently.
Oh wow. Well,
Yeah, I
just
forgot
that
about
one
that.
little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, that was funny.
Yeah, from here I'll probably like jump in and out of conversation because I was just on a bit of a struggle.
Crisis.
Yeah. But yeah, no, particularly gruesome deaths, which, you know, great Deadpool fashion.
Oh yeah.
Didn't shy away from, especially the acid part.
Yeah. that
Peter
was-
trying to
that was
help
real.
him there.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And then he gets an
I just
wood
looked.
chipper.
Yeah, Deadpool's just like watching from afar, like,
And
oh,
she's like,
no.
oh no, oh okay. And you, also intercut with all those gruesome deaths is just Domino and her power of good luck, just
Yeah.
like getting through every
And
little
Deadpool
bit.
continually calling her out on it not being a power, despite the fact, like, She got in. She was doing all the work effectively.
Yeah.
She's so cool though.
Yeah. What did you think of the Juggernaut?
Yeah, I was a bit as well.
I thought there was a bit of a sizing issue, but then again, I think that's more.
Hey.
I do think that's more true to the comics, to be fair. So yeah,
Too
fair play
big
to.
or too.
Yeah, he's quite big, like as in quite much, much
Is he
bigger in
meant to
terms
be a
of that.
human?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he?
See, I didn't
Well,
even think of him
mutant.
as meaning to be like a human mutant. If you get my point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. He was alright. It's just, it wasn't particularly, as in, I was more involved with the characters who actually got a bit of development and
Yeah.
personality. He was just kind of a bad thing for them to fight.
Yeah.
How did they kill him off again? I forgot.
Oh, the taxi dude hits him, doesn't he? Or is that something
No,
else?
that was the other. The other
Oh,
guy.
no, that's the bad dude. The
Oh, I love the
teacher.
taxi
Yeah,
He's
they
a
managed.
great actor anymore. So.
Mohinder. Dopinder. Sorry.
Dopinder, yeah.
Yeah. No, they get Juggernaut in the end by chucking him in that bit of water and
Oh,
frying him.
executing him. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, basically they after that they go and try and save Russell, who is about to go and kill someone.
Did you like the timeline stuff? Timeline.
Timeline
Sounds
Timeline.
delicious. With the
Uh,
watch and
yeah.
what Deadpool was able to do. Did you kind of see any of it come in? Because I liked it. I thought it was quite a good bit of.
Yeah, I liked
wasn't-
it as well.
Because would have been easy with that device within the film to just do something lazy and be something easy. But I do think they did quite an interesting thing with what he was able to do, and like the lazy writing bit was the fact that they only had 2 charges.
Yeah.
And I felt like clearly they needed that to happen for the film, but they got around the kind of laziness of it by literally just referring to it.
Yeah,
which
I
liked.
think that's why Deadpool works, because they can kind of call themselves out on certain things, which other films you'd be like, oh, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Whereas in this, it's like, okay, we know we're doing this, just go along with it, and we're like, okay, because they're actually aware of it.
So now that it's gone back, his wife will be alive, right?
We don't know where things actually end up. Like, 'cause
No.
we don't know if it's canon or whether they're just kind of adding that in just because.
I think they don't really. I think it was deliberate ambiguity because then they can play from wherever they want to in the next one.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with them doing that, and I'm fine with us not really knowing for specifically. I like the kind of aspects of the team who they decide. I almost wish they would have kept just the normal human, Rob Delaney, who got kind of acid did.
Yeah.
Although
But
they did technically
he
save
survive
him
at
at
the
the end.
end?
Yeah, because remember,
wouldn't
he
be
goes back in time and he saves that character. He's just like, just go home.
Yeah, see,
Just
that's
go
the
home.
one they saved, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they test. Yeah, so maybe it'd be interesting to see if he has any more kind of pop-ups.
Mm.
And like, am I being catfished when it compared his
Oh
headshot,
my God,
which I presume
yeah.
I know probably actually his real headshot, isn't it? Because it's like that guy became famous off Twitter and then became an actor and stuff. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
I
an
don't know
interesting
about
dude.
that guy. But yeah, it's funny because I remember watching, because I watch quite a lot of people who try and break down trailers and stuff, and several people kind of brought up that he might be like a completely different character and he might have much more of a bigger role in like the third act, because he's supposed to be like Peter W., who's like another mutant type person who I can't remember the exact name, but he's like quite a big deal.
Yeah,
So everyone's like, oh, it's probably going to be him. And it's just like, no, he's just some random
that
human
was probably
guy.
deliberate again. By
Yeah.
the way. I do love that, like this like messing with people, getting him excited, and then ripping it down and stuff like that.
But what do you think of the action sequences and stuff? Like the actual fighting, like the train, not the train bit, the big van that's transporting them with Cable.
I liked the domino fight scenes more than the Deadpool one. The Deadpool ones kind of have lost their, kind of like they've done everything new to a certain degree they can do with his capabilities and weapons and stuff. So it's interesting to see other people get involved a bit more. So that's why I think like obviously the team aspect of it becomes an advantage because we get a bit more variety with what we see.
Yeah, and,
Yeah, I
and,
agree
and we're
with
all
that.
looking forward to seeing them in the future, at least anyway.
So is there anything in the end credits that stood out to you? Because obviously I didn't see any of the 5 post credit.
We told them to you, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which were the
Yeah.
Same scene.
but not on here.
Okay, so they fix the time machine. So
Yep.
Deadpool has a bit of fun going back in time where he saves his girlfriend, he saves Peter, he goes back to X-Men Origins and he kills the Deadpool in that version of the film.
And he says just fixing some timelines.
Yeah, and then he goes back and kills himself from reading the Green Lantern
That was the
film.
one I saw.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was one more. No, that's it.
Sure?
That's 5.
Yeah.
But there was one that they did cut, which came about, and
Oh,
Having
yeah.
a great callback, by the way. Speaking of callbacks earlier, because there's a line in the film, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
oh, you've got that. Why don't you go back and kill baby Hitler?
Yeah.
yeah,
That would've been-
apparently they did actually shoot that scene, but they didn't release it into cinemas, which I'm hoping that'll be on the DVD deleted scenes.
Probably, yeah. And actually, that might be some deleted scenes worth watching. Deadpool.
Yeah.
Stuff that they decided they couldn't quite get away with.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this film. I love the, like I said, all the jokes, like the baby legs.
There's a lot of film references and stuff like that as well, so it's made for people who like films.
Oh yeah, and it outright spoils Logan right at the beginning of the film as well.
Logan.
The Wolverine film.
Oh, does it? I don't
Yeah.
remember it doing that. I was saying that like, does it? What does it say?
It says about how. Wait, have you heard? Do you care?
I've seen Logan.
Oh right, okay. Well,
Yeah.
it just says about how he dies.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, which is obviously.
Oh, that he dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
And,
and that's the
obviously with
reason
John
why he
Wick.
blew himself up.
It mentions about something that happens in John Wick. It sort of goes over a few other films. But every so often I just hear Matt go, ha ha ha, because it's like a reference to Marvel or DC, and you're like, ha ha, I know that. I know what that's about.
Yeah, I did that with this bloody Jared Kushner one, didn't I? But I was literally the only person in the cinema who laughed. I think somebody would like take some stock of the news in America other than me, but nope.
Apparently not.
Apparently just me. We'll see how long although I did really think with that one, I was like, I wonder how many of these jokes aren't going to play in 10 years. It is very much a film for the moment,
Yeah.
but I like that side of it as well. Like, why?
Yeah.
It's just a silly kind of fun action comic book thing, so why try and go over the top and do something, too ambitious and timeless?
Yeah. Shall we go into the 10-star movie review?
Yeah.
I'm just doing the bully.
I was thinking that.
This is the 10-star movie review where we put films through the ultimate test. For every question we vote yes, that film gets
1 star.
1 star. The ultimate goal is
10 stars.
10 stars. As there are 3 of us, the majority vote wins, though half stars are up for contention when necessary. And a small disclaimer, the ratings we give don't always match our enjoyment or experience of the film. This is just a rating system. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, it's question number 1. Does the story make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Even with the timeline stuff and everything.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It explains when they have specific limitations they set for themselves. They do a good job of just blasting that into some dialogue exposition,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
and it doesn't get annoying.
Yeah, no. Okay, 1 star. Question number 2. Did the script and the dialogue between characters feel natural? I wouldn't say yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's one of the advantages of it, is that the kind of wisecracking thing plays with the way he does it. Which probably part of that is the fact that if he's writing the film himself, it's his own comedy, kind of own sense of humour stuff.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, so again, giving the man more credit, but whatever.
Plus, it was something, I can't remember who said it, but about people kind of crossing over each other's lines and kind of interjecting with stuff, like specifically to do with the baby leg scene.
Yeah.
Because that's the way that you react to stuff. Like that kind of naturalism to a... to that sort of situation, you're like, oh, they are actually in that situation, which is not, I was going to say nice to see, but I don't know if that's like the right way to say it. Which
Well
also
done.
credit to them as well, because obviously he doesn't have baby legs in the scene
No,
because it's all
played very
CGI.
well, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, 2 stars. Right, okay, so question number 3: did you believe that the world of the film existed? 100% yes.
Yeah.
Just because of
I
the
feel
way
like
they
you have
managed to
to.
kind of build that world and the way that they kind of put everything together to make you see how that thing
And even
is.
when they made really contemporary references, it still didn't take me out of it. Like, there wasn't like the Thanos thing wasn't like, even if it does take you out of it, it's not a problem with the film. It doesn't damage the world building, because
Yeah.
you can think this is just the normal day to day, just throw in Deadpool, throw in some mutants,
Mhm.
and it doesn't really seem weird with the whole way the film is.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 star.
Yep.
Question number 4. Did you believe that the characters existed in the world of the film?
Yeah.
Yep. I
Covered
liked
that.
them all.
Yeah.
They were all introduced really efficiently and well, actually, just thinking about it, with the kind of open calls for the team, and just they had like each character had like what 10-15 seconds where they introduced the new members of the team, just to use those,
Yeah.
and then to use Josh Brolin from the future. Even that, like, you know, they didn't go overboard with trying to make it look too futuristic. You know what I mean? It all kind of played
Yeah.
for me.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, it was nice enough CGI as well. It was like kind of did its job at the with the Brolin scenes in the future, and just general, general fight scenes just without the film anyway. Within the film. Yeah, anyway, 4 stars. Question number 5. Did you get emotionally invested in the characters? No.
You get invested with like Wade and Vanessa, but that was built from the previous film. So
I still don't even know if I am particularly. I don't see that. I get that Vanessa's who she is in her relationship with him, but I can't say that she's someone I like seeing. Like, I don't want to see more of her on screen particularly, and I didn't. And like, he's not a more interesting character around her. You know what I mean? So I wasn't particularly. But you guys were saying you got a bit kind of emotional when she. I wasn't really that arsed. To me, she was a bit kind of. She's a plot point to find a girl who'll work for him for a bit until we take her away.
yeah.
So it wasn't like a kind of, and this isn't a criticism, but it's just not a character in herself. She's just a bit kind of a reflection of the kind of girl who'd end up with Deadpool.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, plus like I think, especially when it comes to the end of the film and Deadpool kind of jumps in front of the shot, like maybe it's just like because I'm thinking of this more outside of the film now, which maybe is more on me, but you know these characters aren't gonna die. And that's something that we've had, especially when we've been talking about superhero films and stuff, especially to do with Avengers Infinity War as well. It's like, you know these characters are coming back, so I don't feel that invested when the stakes are high, because it's like, well, I'm going to get out of it. So
Wait till the next Infinite.
Oh, yeah, no, just, come back to me then. But for now, that's just the way the situation is, so I don't feel that invested.
Okay, no star for that.
No star. Question number 6. Did the film visually and audibly please you?
Yeah, I like the transition between the music and...
Yeah, I think the soundtrack was good. The way it was shot was good. Like, it was kind of the right kind of energy, and it was kind of energetic and kind of fun in the same kind of vein of the film itself.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. It's a bit too kind of general, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, 100% on board. That's another star. Question number 7. Were you diegetically absorbed into the film? Yeah. I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say no, just because you needed the toilet.
Genuinely, if I wasn't that person, I would have... Because I said I wanted to go and watch it again, just because I couldn't fully get into it. But if it wasn't for that aspect, I would have been
Well, it moves at such a pace as well that, like... You know, you can't really be like, Yeah, you'll be like, oh, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really that much filler.
I don't need words anymore, apparently.
Yeah, there's not that much filler, so it's just kind of like everything that comes along. Well, maybe there's like 1 or 2 scenes that do. Like, say, for example, Cable when he's in the hotel room. But again, that's kind of showing you the state of his body, the state of his mind, in a sense. So every scene kind of has a purpose, which I quite like.
Yeah. That has to slow. You have to slow it down as well, because
otherwise
it just crushing for an audience. But yeah, I think it's paced really well.
Tell that to Mad Max.
That's true. That's it.
But yeah, no, I'm happy to give that a star. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 8. Did the film have a good ending?
I
feel like it had the best ending it could have had.
Yeah, like
everything was kind of solved.
It played with your expectations a bit, like, oh, are you actually going to kill this dude? Oh, okay, maybe not.
See, 100% bought that he wasn't. So it's not like...
And then after all the times that he was like, oh, wait, it's not the light. Oh,
well, yeah, I quite like that gag.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long it lasted, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I liked the ending. And, like, you know, he learnt a lesson to a degree, but he's still going to be the character he is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't get too real.
Yeah.
He wasn't suddenly just like, you know, even with his girlfriend dying and stuff, some depressive shell.
It's quite nice character development as well, because even though he is the same sort of character, actually if you compare the 2 endings of Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2...
Who he is.
Yeah, like he's all about the revenge and going for going for the kill. Even after he's technically learned, like the value of being a superhero or whatever.
Yeah.
And in this one, he's the one trying to stop someone else from doing that kill,
Yeah.
which is a little hypocritical, but at the same time kind of shows that he's developing into a different sort of character. So it's a nice way to see him change into...
I've just randomly remembered there's another bit in the film as well where it refers to him being, was it a Navy SEAL or Marine for a while? But do you remember it's like introduced into the actual story? Like I think he was talking to a soldier or something like that. But again, that's like you were saying with the cancer thing. I think they did a really good job of this, and like as a sequel, it wasn't quite like, at the start I'm going to tell you ABC from the last one so you're caught up.
Yeah.
It was really well integrated, and it wasn't they didn't feel the need to do it all at the start. They just dripped it in when it was appropriate.
Yeah.
So I think that's just another kind of good way it was done.
Yeah, so ending, star?
Yeah.
I'll give it a star.
Okay, question number 9. Did you enjoy the film?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
goes without saying.
Definitely would see it again.
Yeah, very light-hearted.
Still need to go see Avengers again. Sorry, I keep bringing
Yeah,
up
we
Avengers.
do.
Love that film. But yeah, no, I love this film too. And question number 10. Did the film have a personal impact on you?
No.
Nah, I'm not gonna get that.
Nah.
It wouldn't be weird if it did, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to jump
just
off
not that kind of film,
roofs
I
and
guess.
make jokes, somehow not die. Yeah, it wouldn't really work
Yeah,
that
no.
way.
No. Wow.
I should
8 stars.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
solid. I don't know if see that's where the whole it's not a rating system. It's whatever your intro says thing comes into it. Because it's not like we think it's an 8 out of 10 film compared to some of the stuff we have reviewed, but on that rating system, which I think kind of is a lot of just focused on what kind of how good an experience at the cinema it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's up there as like, you're gonna go there, you're gonna have a good time, you're gonna not kind of get irritated or stressed out or taken out of it. You're just gonna go, I'm happy.
Actually, that's an interesting point just to bring up to do with enjoying it in the cinema. We went to go see it, and we were sat near some what I describe as frat boys who were quite loud within themselves, and then kind of kept making digs to each other and stuff throughout the thing. But I can't remember which one of you brought it up, but it's like you weren't that bothered watching it with them in the cinema because it was that type of film.
Because we're the kind of people that, like, if someone's breathing a bit loud or chewing, we get
Super annoyed.
infuriated.
Yeah.
But like you had some 2 people next to you who were
Yeah,
kind of drawing away.
they mildly annoyed me just because she was laughing so fakely and she just seemed like she didn't know what was going on. But then she was just going over the top because she was sort of the guy that was clearly into it. And they were just doing my head in. But it was the same. We saw Blockers in the cinema and there's people talking behind us, but because it's one of those films, it's like, oh, yeah, fair enough. People are going to chat, people are going to laugh. But when we go and watch, say...
If people had done that with The Shape of Water, we would have been
I would
outraged.
have lost my shit.
Yeah. I was saying that to Matt. I really want to watch that again.
Shape of Water?
Yeah.
I told you, it's been great. I'd watch Avengers again, to be honest. I think I need to give it another shot.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Maybe it might just not be in the right time for me.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought that was an interesting point because we always bring up about like the cinema experience and whether it would be better with or without people.
yeah.
And
Well,
this type
Comedies,
of...
I think, are always benefit a lot. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
so
Oh,
are
no, no,
horrors,
no.
I think, to a certain extent, because if everyone's scared around you, but if someone's talking, then
It's
obviously...
like a collective tension in the air, isn't there?
Yeah.
Which makes it a lot more kind of palpable.
This got the same rating as Quiet Place that we gave. 8 stars.
Interesting.
Which
Yeah.
is, again, as genre pieces, Quiet Place is a great horror. This is a really good comedy film. Like, everybody has a nice time. And, and it kind of find its level and sticks at it and doesn't lose it itself at any point. If you ask me.
Well, yeah, I think because we want to start reviewing some older films or some of our own, classic or favourite films, it'll be interesting because we're going to have to see how we do react just seeing films at home rather than being forced into it at the
We're
cinema.
going to have to get a bigger TV.
Yeah. That is a proper test, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Draw all the curtains.
Yeah, I'm happy with
Get a
that.
bigger TV. Deal, come round with
Get
us.
some
Get some
popcorn.
popcorn.
Yes, nachos. All the food.
But anyway,
Yeah.
we're just talking about our own plans. Yeah, 8 stars. I like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
not bad.
Happy with it again.
Really enjoyed this film. Okay, is there anything else you want to talk about this film, or shall we end it right
I think
there?
we shall end it right there.
Deal?
Yep. Crack.
Yep.
Back
Yeah.
on.
Crack on. Okay, so thank you very much for listening to this episode of Tripod Talk. If you'd like to keep listening to us, you can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, any sort of podcast app that you are on, and subscribe to us to keep up to date with everything that we do. We would appreciate it, so if you do, thank you very much. I've been Matt Lister, I'm your host, and I've been joined by my partners in crime, Miss Sophie Ellis.
See ya.
I'm Mr. Adelamoir.
See ya.
We shall see you in the next one.
Night.
Bye.
See ya.
See.